Now let's look at detecting an item which is on the floor. So I'm going to use a red wool and we can throw it on the floor. Now while it's in the air, that is not considered on the ground. So we'll remember that. Let's set up our detector. It will be always on and it's going to be repeating. Okay, and we are going to execute at any entity if that entity, and then we'll put the square brackets because we're going to put some stuff in there, and we will run, and we'll just do a simple command. We'll just say found. Okay, now what happens if we run that? Well, it's found an entity. Who knows what it is? Could be maybe there's a dropped item somewhere, but it's found something, so that's no good. Let's put some parameters in here. Well, in fact, the entity it's found is me, I would imagine, so that's no good. So let's say type equals item. Right, there we go. So there's no items anywhere on the ground. What if I... now it's found it. As soon as I throw that into the air, it finds it. Okay, it's not still running, is it? No. We want it to only check if it's on the ground. So type equals item and on ground equals 1b. Now, have I made a mistake there? Yes, on ground is an NBT tag. So let's get rid of that and we'll say NBT equals. Now it's happy, and we'll put on ground in here. On ground 1b. There we go, that's better. So we're looking for a type of item and it has to be on the ground. Done. So when I throw this, it won't do anything until it lands on the floor. And then it's found the item. Wonderful. Let's check it's not still running. But now that's finding any item. We could chuck anything on the floor and it will find it. So let's be a bit more specific. So in the NBT, we're saying it's on the ground. Let's also check item, and there we go. So let's say some information about the item. Let's give it an ID. ID red wool. Okay, done. Now, will this work? No. Now, the reason this doesn't work is because here it is red wool, but it wants to know the namespace. So we're going to have to say Minecraft : red wool. You have to be a bit more specific. And now it's found it. Wonderful. Let's do the check. So now we're looking for an item which is on the ground and it's red wool and it's finding it. Let's tag the item as well. Okay, let's put a tag. So ID, after the ID, let's say the item has to have a tag. And the tag will go in there and we'll say myWool 1b. So that's the item's tag. Done. Let's throw the wool on the ground. Nothing happens. This is just an ordinary piece of red wool. It's not tagged. Let's give ourselves, give the nearest player some red wool. And let's, oops, no space. In there, let's give ourselves, let's put a tag on it. myWool 1b. So we've given it a myWool tag now. Let's run that. So we've got two bits of wool. They're not stacking because they are different if we point at them. Red wool, building blocks, Minecraft : red wool. As we look at this one has an NBT tag. And that is the tag we just put on. So let's throw this one. Excellent. Let's pick it up. So let's check it's not running. No. So this one, nothing. This one, perfect. Now it's only detecting the specific piece of red wool we want. Let's add something else. Let's give ourselves another one of those. Now we've got 2. So we are looking for red wool tagged on the ground. Let's also say it has to have a count of 2. Okay, so there has to be 2. So let's throw 1. Nothing. Let's throw another one. Nothing. Well, why not? Do they have to be together? No. In case we've probably made a mistake. Let's have a look. What mistake have we made here? I'm not sure. Let's remove that for now and check that it's working. Okay, that works. Now the count is part of the item, and that's the problem. We didn't put it in the item. We put it in the NBT data because we put it here. We have to put it in here after the item. So item, open the brackets, we have to put it in here. So anywhere in there is fine. So we could put it at the beginning there. We could put it after the red wool, or we could put it after the tag. Let's put it in the middle, and we will say count to B, and let's separate them with a comma. There we go. Let's throw 1, and let's throw 2. Now it's found. Perfect. Let's put a little placeholder there. Does it detect it when they're very far apart? No. They're not bunched up together, so there's not 2. There's 1 and 1. 1 and 1. There we go, there's 2. So they have to be bunched up together like that for that to find them. Let's just check that again. 1 there. 1 there. Nope, that is not 2. There are 2 groups of 1. So we've got 1 group and 1 group, both with 1 in. What it wants is 1 group of 2. And now it is finding it. Okay, can we do anything else? Yes, we could be more specific. Let's put a bit of red wool there, and let's get the coordinates of that. Fill, tab, tab, tab. Okay, we've got a count of 2 red wool. It's tagged. Now we're going to say where it has to be. So we can just say type item. We can put this right at the beginning. We can put it here. X equals, paste the coordinates, remove the Z, remove the Y. Y equals, paste the coordinates, remove the Z, remove the X. And Z equals, paste the coordinates, remove the Y and the X. Okay, now it has to be at that block, but we have to specify a distance. Distance must be 0 to 0.5 maybe. Let's try that. Okay, so let's drop these. 1, 2. They're together. Nothing happening. Let's try dropping them on here. 1, 2. There we go. So they are on the block. They're within the specified distance. They are red wool. There is 2 of them. They do have the tag, and we are detecting them. Excellent. So that is how we can detect items and tagged items and a set number of items when they are dropped onto the ground.